I was in my bed in Kingston, which is now my brother's bed. I had played golf with my dad. I'd lost. I went upstairs. I was very upset because I'd lost. And I was obviously, at the time, very nervous to find out and anxious to find out whether I was going to be Spider-Man or not. So I was scrolling through Instagram constantly, refreshing the feeds, try and find information or inside information. But Marvel had posted a photo of Spider-Man. And they essentially said, go to our website to find out who the next Spider-Man is. So I'm like, naturally, really disappointed though, because...
You didn't get a call.
Yeah, I didn't get a call. So I'd assumed that I hadn't got the job.
Right.
I went to the website.
I didn't even think about that.
And I just was like, I'm going to just check, just in case.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was really upset about it, obviously. I opened the thing and it said, we are proud to announce that our new Spider-Man is from Southwest London, is Tom Holland. I was like, what the... Slam the computer down, freak out.
Cut to.
I'm like running
Next
around
movie.
the house and I'm like screaming. My brother's like losing their minds because, you know, they're all part of the process with me.
That is so sweet.
That's
And then
amazing.
Harry, rightly so, said, like, bro, like, they've probably been hacked because there's no way they wouldn't call you.
Leave it to Harry to be like,
Yeah, I don't
but,
believe
like,
it.
That makes sense, right?
There's no way you.
So I called my agents. This was very early in LA. Like, it was in the morning. They were up. They were like, we've heard the news. We're trying to figure out whether it's true or not. And then I was in my garden, pacing back and forth, kind of, you know, over the moon with the news, but also worried because I didn't know if the news was
Right.
real news.
Right.
And then I got a phone call from a +1 number,
Right.
310. Kevin Feige called me and he told me that I was going to be Spider-Man, and it was crazy.
Hello, Peter.
Yeah, that was an interesting occasion, actually. I was flown to Atlanta to shoot for Civil War, Captain America Civil War, with the Russo brothers. My first scene was a fight scene with Captain America himself. So as you can imagine, as a young fan, that was kind of crazy. But the thing is they'd already been shooting with my stunt double. Marvin had been shooting for like 6 or 7 weeks before I'd even been cast, and he was much bigger than me. And you guys know how long it takes to make the suits. I mean, it takes up to 14 weeks to make a single suit. So rather than making me my own one, they just said they were going to tailor Marvin's to me. Now, Marvin is like 6'1", he's big, and I am not 6'1", and not very big. So when I went into the room, I saw the suit hanging there on the hanger. I asked them if they could close all the mirrors so that when I put it on, I could see it for the first time when it was on. So in there, I'm putting the muscle suit on, I'm putting the helmet on, I put my arms through the whole thing. And when they opened up the thing, it was like, it looked like a scrotum. Like it was like a saggy, gross, like foreskin Spider-Man suit. Because it wasn't tight at all, it was just like loose and gross.
not a scrotum suit.
Funko Pop to make a Spider-Man scrotum suit. Yeah, so that's what it was like, and it was very disappointing. But you know, now I've had many of my own suits that fit perfectly and are very snug.
Of which we know.
You know, it's funny because the first movie I was in it for, I think, a total of 3 minutes.
Best 3 minutes.
No
ever.
such thing as
Impactful.
small parts.
Impactful 3 minutes.
Okay, just small actors. So yeah, I
Yeah,
Taking the piss out of us.
I know,
being
we're
small
actually very
actors.
short.
no, I was just saying I'm neither.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
No, it was actually so for the first time being on the first movie, I just was blown away because I was there and all this stuff was happening, but I didn't really get to be there very, very much, you know? So I didn't really get to be a part of much of the action. It was really, I think, yeah, I don't know. I never absorb it all. I think it wasn't even remember that one time we had to wake up at like the butt crack of dawn and go
Yeah.
into London for the
Yeah.
big
Oh yeah, that's right.
mysterious
Yeah.
thing. We're like
Right.
we were running outside of the freaking Tower of London
Right.
at like 5 in the morning
Right.
from something that obviously would be later put in visual effects and such
Right.
things. And I was like, this is like the craziest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm with my friends. I am screaming and running from drones that aren't
Yeah.
there yet.
Right.
And I'm in London. I am in a historical landmark.
Right.
And it's an amazing lounge.
It is
Yeah,
crazy.
I was
It
like,
is
people
crazy.
have gotten their head chopped off here.
Yeah.
Amber Lynn. Was it
Like,
Amber Lynn? No.
tons of people.
Loads of people.
So, yeah, it never really sinks in. Every time I feel, I don't know, it feels like a dream still.
Yeah,
still.
absolutely.
I was just really excited to go and travel,
Yeah,
the
of
world with all
course.
my friends, and I think that we didn't really understand that we'd be part of the action a bit more. And I think for me, there was parts where we were running from like big explosions and things like that. So it was very much a lot of firsts for us. Again, I think the whole idea, just remembering all the things we did and like trying to wrap my mind around traveling the world and doing all these things with all these fun people, I think that it really opened up my world in a sense that like I was very closed and very much not really worldly.
Okay, so some of the greatest moments I cannot talk about for obvious reasons. So my second, third, and fourth greatest moments I will have to pick from. To watch, my favorite one of these movies, and I feel like I'm not biased because I'm not in it very much, is Homecoming. I just love being able to see like little us, yeah, and see, you know, Peter. What's special about that movie to me is that it's like it really gets to explore Peter just as a kid. Peter Parker, we often forget, is just a teenager, and I think that's the most teenagery we've seen him ever. So that was special. And the scene of you guys in the car with Michael Keaton is one of my favorite scenes of all time. And then I would say my favorite one to shoot, other than, you know, would be things I can talk about. I just think anything where we can do stunts together.
Yeah, it's always really fun.
Anything where we can do a scene together. I try to be the mom of the group. I try to hold us together and keep us focused. But what can I say?
My first scene with RDJ in Civil War will forever be something I'm so proud of because I just remember how like nervous I was that day. You know, I'm very lucky now that when I come to make these movies, you know, I bring all of my friends with me. My hair and makeup artist, my costumer, my dialect coach, my security guard, my brother. They're all my friends from home. But when I went to do that movie, I went by myself. I was like 18, 19. So to see that play out the way it did was awesome. I love the scene in Endgame where Captain America, with that amazing like swooping shot where Captain America catches the hammer and he's like, Avengers Assemble, because Evans was like 4 or 5 people down from me, and the direction was as soon as he says assemble, everyone then screams and charges towards the enemy. But because he was so far away, I couldn't hear him say assemble because he says it to himself. So he went, Avengers! And then I just went, and ran off by myself.
Oh.
I was like, I got like 30 feet. And then I had to turn around and like walk back to like all of my childhood heroes and be like, sorry guys, I got that wrong. That was a highlight for me.
It's tough to choose one specifically because everything that I've done has been super special to me because I've never really done film before Spider-Man. I would say the first day that I worked on the film, and I'd say the first time we all really hung out together is probably all my favorite moments in my life. And again, a lot of the cool stuff that we get to do in this movie is probably some of the highlights of my career as well. So, yeah.
They all die.